I'm Bob Espinel. I'm the principal of the middle school, and I want to welcome you here. I gotta tell you, we got great kids in Molalla, and we've got great teachers in Molalla as well. Our teachers could teach in a circus tent, and sometimes a circus tent would be better than what we're doing right now as well. So, over the years, leak a roof. We had a leak a couple of years ago with one of the heating pipes up there for the steam heat. We're at a point right now where we work real hard at maintaining the building, keeping the building up, but it's, the plumbing's starting to get old. The infrastructure of the building is just holding up, and we're patching it as we go. It's not a threat or a hazard to our students, but yet it's one of those things that just keeps, it gets to us every now and then. We have to go ahead and fix stuff, and to repair some of the things now, it's quite a bit more expensive.
Is maintenance paid for out of bonds, or is it paid for out of the
It's general fund? It comes out of the general fund, yeah.
Your heating system, is it a boiler?
We have a boiler, yes.
And that was put in, you have no
We have the
boiler.
original boiler, and we've got a backup, yeah. We have two boilers, and from my understanding, they're the original ones from whenever the building was built.
Okay.
Are the maintenance costs going up every year?
Yes, maintenance costs are going up every year.
Okay.
And again, a lot of it is not just regular maintenance from wear and tear, it's repair as well. Our district maintenance budget could be spent in this building entirely every year, our district. The freezer and the refrigeration units every now and then freeze up on us. We have to address handle all of those, the computers in the classrooms, getting it wired. Fortunately, this is an area in the building that does create issues for us. It's just kind of sagging here. We've had engineers out, it's been surveyed and deemed safe, but it just doesn't look great. Another issue that the building faces in terms of security, a newer school building has limited access to the building. There's usually one front door, and everybody comes right in through the office. Well, we have, because of the way the building is put together over the years, there are a lot of accesses to the building. Now, we have the doors locked once school starts. However, by locking the doors, we also limit handicap access to the building. It's a good question. Part of the structure, part of the building, part of the years of being here that are showing that are causing issues. However, imagine 250 kids in here at the beginning of the day trying to get to their lockers in this space right here. It is very, very crowded. And it's a concern because, number one, these halls weren't designed to have lockers. And again, as we talk about how the building was added on to and things of that nature, in a school, safety-wise, things like this aren't, you try to avoid opportunities like this. This is a kind of a blocked-in area. It's not in great view and everything. So again, as we think about things like this, those are things we would be concerned about, is trying to remove opportunities for things to happen. We haven't had an issue. I don't anticipate an issue because we monitor it all the time. And see if you'll notice the windows on this side as well, glass bricks. Yes, we've replaced a lot of them. Unfortunately, over the years, we've had vandalism and have to replace them. And here collecting water that's dripping down in the room. It's been here for a while, and I think you can see water damage and places where there's been issues. Come in here, we'll walk through the locker room, and one of the issues we have here in the locker room is new state requirements are coming up where it requires a minimum number of PE minutes per week for all children in the state of Oregon. We do not have a large enough locker room to give every kid even a locker so they can change into PE clothes. So an issue to consider in that is that if every kid's having PE and we don't have a locker room facility for them to change clothes, they're wearing the same clothes to locker rooms of similar middle schools. But getting that done now is not as easy. One of the issues again to consider too is not all of our building is handicap accessible. This is an area that isn't accessible for for handicapped students, for parents or community members to talk to, and so it is in any school everything would be handicap accessible. There would be handicap restrooms. The locker rooms aren't handicap accessible. The restrooms there. Those are pieces for there. The reason the wrestling room is closed right now is that in the PE class, they were using it for dodgeball. And with the low ceiling, the dodgeballs and stuff seem to hit the ceiling. And we have ceiling tiles fall down. And so we decided, rather than have one of those tiles fall down and hit a student, we would close it. Again, as you look at the building, we just got spots, and spots where, it's showing its age. It's just rain that's puddled and staying in there. Yeah. In fact, I was noticing that today, and I think what's happened, if you notice the downspout on the far splashing out. Now, down on this end of the building, we have 3 science labs. The last 2 doors plus this room here. To adequately teach science, you need to have access to gas, to be able to run burners and things of that nature. Even though we don't generally have things of that nature for kids anymore to burn because of their safety, teachers still need it for demonstration. We also need sinks. Down on this end of the building in the science rooms, the sinks are not usable. We don't have gas jets, they've been turned off because the building is settling. And I'll show you in the classroom over here, the settling of the building. If you were to bounce a golf ball in this room, starting in this corner, the ball will end up over in this corner over here. Guarantee it, every time, with no obstructions. And if you want to come down this way, I'll show you. And then you can see, by looking at the molding here, how much lower the floor is now than what it was when it was put together.
I can tell that I'm walking.
We have 3.5 inches. It's a 3.5 inch difference from that spot to over here in terms of height.
I could actually feel it when I was walking.
Yeah. And many of the classrooms on this end of the building are doing that. They're just sagging and so. You'll notice a sign up there. It talks about asbestos hazard. In a building this age, there's always going to be asbestos. But back in the 90s, the federal government put forth requirements, and at that time there was massive throughout the building, like underneath this carpet. As long as the standards are, as long as it's not what's called friable. Let's see here. The rooms, these 3 classrooms right in here, these are the ones that are notoriously warm. These 3 rooms here. It gets that early morning sun in the spring. We get a couple days where it's 80 degrees here, and I invite any of you to come in and see what these classrooms are like in the morning. Come in before school and walk in and see what it's like. And only at 8 or 7 o'clock in the morning, it's something. And it's not a health issue, but I got to tell you, educationally, when kids are worrying about how hot it is, it really becomes hard to teach. It's hard to keep kids' interest. we got great kids in Molalla, and we've got great teachers in Molalla as well. Our teachers could teach in a circus tent, and sometimes a circus tent would be better than what we're doing right now as well. So